Hi, Jerry Long here. Uh, Today I'm going to teach you guys how to create a landing page, or sometimes known as a capture page, using EGN Marketing. And today I'm at the demo website that we created when I showed you how to create a website. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go down here where it says landing pages, post media, and all pages, and just add a new page. And I'm going to call this one Beatles Photos. I'll make that plural here. Then you publish the page. And then you go and edit this with the Thrive Content Builder. Now, since you just created this page that is showing the title of the page here, Beatles Photos, but you can use the Thrive landing pages by going over where the green button is on the right hand side. This is the Thrive Content Editor. So you go down here and say choose landing page, and this is a selection of what is available right out of the get-go here, and there's actually a whole bunch more. There's the Thrive Template Cloud, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a blank full width page. That way we can make it our own any way we desire. So first I have to download this, and then go and open it next, and this is what you have. So I'm going to delete the logo that was there, and I'm also going to delete this my first heading, and I don't need this anymore either. But then what I am going to do is I'm going to start out and I'm going to put in a content container that will contain any of the content that we want here. So now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down and I'm going to find let's see, it's here somewhere. It's where we got a form. It is called just got to find it here. It's not the button, it's not that, so it's the lead generation form. That's it. Just wanted to find it here. And you'll see we automatically come up with two pages, two places for people to fill in their name and email. And so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a background photo into this page. And the way you do that, you come back over here where the green button is, down where it says Thrive Landing Page, you click the little drop down thing and say landing page settings, and you click background image. Now right now I don't have any files there, but I am going to select a file which happens to be on my desktop, and I just have to go find it here. It is called Beatles, and it's a 4K video image in black and white, and have to wait till it uploads. I actually pre-sized this image from one of my original photos that I took of the Beatles in August 23rd, 1964. So when it is actually finished uploading, it's still doing it. There it is. And so I'm going to take the size, large size, full size. I'm going to insert this into there, and voila, there we have the photos of the Beatles here. I'll click this out of the way. This was done at the Hollywood Bowl in Hollywood, California, August 23rd, 1964. So now the thing I want to do is this form is a kind of large, but also we want to put in some text over here, and I just take this paragraph text element and I'm going to drop it up here. It says enter your text here, and so I can make this a heading 1, and then I'm going to edit the text itself, and I'm going to say, oops, I don't need this in here. There, now I can edit it. It comes up in this gray color here, which is not too great for this, but I'm going to say, please enter or your name into, actually no, I'm going to change this color right now because I can't see it very well. There we go. Your name and email into the form below to find out how to get my original photos of the Beatles. And I gotta change some spelling here. And it's kind of hard to see sometimes. I'm in the wrong spot here. If I click down here, have to use the arrow keys to navigate here. I find that's the way it works. So, okay, so now, you know, I might want to have this button to be orange, but before I would do that, I would go and connect this form to my service, and I'm going to create a new connection. And I am going to use HTML form code, and I'm going to go to the next step. You have to put that code in here. Well, my autoresponder is Traffic Wave, and just before we started this, I created a new campaign, and I called it Beatles. So I click here, and there we are. And now I want to go to the Capture Forms. And you get the basic HTML form code, and I want the raw HTML. You go in here and you copy this completely, and then you go back here and you paste this into your form and say generate the fields. And now you've got to go in here and you need to type. This is the first name, last name, and email. So you need to type the word in there. First name, last name, and email. And you want all these to be required. Otherwise, you'll get people who just screw around with you or put a phony email in there too. Sometimes you can have, I think you can validate their email, but right for now I'm just going to leave it alone. And so now you see the form has changed completely, but now we want to make things a little different here. I want to edit the components. Might want the submit button to be the same color as the text. So I go over here and click that orange color. And then the input text, well, I'm just going to stop at this and put the change the text that's in there. Get my photos now, exclamation point. Correct the typo there. And you might want to pick that button and have a lot larger type, like 32 point type. And there it is. It gets a little bit bigger, but here's the problem here. It's setting over the top of the picture. So the way to fix this is you can control the overall size of this whole container so it's not quite as big. And I can correct the size of the text here a little bit, but the other thing I might want to do is I might want to change the left margin to be a minus 300 for that's not 3000 to try it, and then it'll move it over to the left. That's probably a little bit too much, but I'm going to go in here where the text is, and the font is like 60 points, so something like 40 points might be better. Let's make it 36 points instead, and that's a little better, but it's still blocking Ringo up here setting on the drums, so I'm going to play with the margin again. I'm going to make the top margin, it's set at 20 right now, so I'm going to put 200 and see what happens here. And it dropped it down, as you see, so maybe 300 might be actually better. And it might be just a little bit too far left here, so I'm going to change the padding margin here to minus 275 instead, and see where we are. So that looks a little better. So now the next thing you might want to do is you might want to change the text color of the where people enter their name here. So you just click here again and you say edit components, and I'll click the one that says text inputs, and I think it's not doing what I want. There we go, text inputs. So you can change the font size there. Right now it's 14 points, so maybe 16 points might be a little bigger. Yep, that is. So let's see, let's do the text areas this time, and let's try changing the inputs text color. And it always comes up at the bottom here. In order to get any color at all, you're going to have to drag this up here. And now we're in a red area, so what I might want to do is I drag it up to the top so it's not kind of like that nice bright orange there, little here. And so there we go. So that's one way of creating a capture page. I'm going to save this, and I may actually use this in the future. But we're going to preview the page, and it'll open up in a new tab. So there you go. This is some of my original photography, so I thought I'd use this as an example. But yesterday I had a video on how to create a landing page and put in one of those really cool photos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here. I'm going to close this Thrive Visual Editor, and I'm going to go over and I'm going to create a whole new page. So I'm going to say add new page, and I'll just call this demo uh, test-1, make that a capital. And after you've entered the title, you need to publish the page. And as soon as that is published, you go in and you click Edit with Thrive Content Builder. And like we said before, this is what the page looks like before. So I'm going to create a Thrive landing page, and I'm going to choose this. I'm going to use the Thrive template cloud this time again. And I'm going to find one that has, this one looks pretty good to start with here. So I'm going to download this first. And then I'm going to open it. And this is a pretty good start here for a page over here, but well, the first thing I'm going to do is to create a new background here. So what we do to change the background is you go to landing page settings. It's up here above the big green button, and I'm going to click background image, and this is the Beatles photo that I just uploaded. So I'm going to upload a new file. And I have to select the file, and I have my 4K images that I took a bunch of images here the other day. We can take a look at it this way. Here's a scene with boats in it. Here's one of Ayers Rock in Australia. Here's a kind of interesting one. Here's the Eiffel Tower, another one of Eiffel Tower. Various things here. So I'm trying to find a nice, really interesting one. Not quite what I'm looking for, but okay, I'll just use this one. So we'll have to upload this first, and as that's uploading, very simple. As soon as it finishes uploading, we can add that to the background of the page. And you're going to put it into full size. You do have some extra options. So voila, there is our image there. And some of the things you can do is you can edit this text, but I'm going to go all the way to the end and kind of back up and redo the text here. So maybe if you're marketing good life like I am, you could say learn how to earn money from home. Oops, I guess I gotta spell a little better. And you can go in and you can change the text to whatever you want. One of the things, I'm just going to leave it like that for right now. And if I click on the outside of this here, I have the option of changing the background color of this. And what I would do in this case, since we have such a nice photo there, I would change the opacity way down to where you can just barely see the other text there, and say OK. Maybe you might want to change the color of this text. Change the color to maybe bright orange. No, I don't want that. But here's the thing you can do. If you always want to undo that, you can just do that and start over. So I'm going to change the background back down to lower the opacity, and kind of leave it there. And now I'm going to click inside of here because that's where the text is. And I say if I want that to be orange or bold, I should say. And let's see if I can change this text color to like we did before. Here it's going to go up to gray here, but until you move the right slider up, that increases the color saturation where it's the max over here. So you can maybe you want to pick a color that's green, kind of like the trees here. Maybe a little darker green here. But the brighter green is pretty visible. You can try this color here too. The purple kind of in the sky there. Red really stands out, but I think we'll just leave this one as this nice blue color here. And well, the next thing you'd want to do, I just showed you how you could change your service over here and connect it with that and create a new connection. And you want to get the HTML form code, and let's see if it is still there. Yep, I went over the traffic weight before, so it's still there. So you still have to go in here and you type first name, last name, and email. You want all these to be a required field, and you save that, and now you notice you've got these different form than it was before. So now you might want to edit this to I'm going to just back all the text out here. Up to get your free discount travel card. Correct some spelling here. Always kind of, I like to tell them to I don't know if I got the discount spelled right, but anyway, I'm going to change the text color here to that green color again. Maybe that isn't going to stand out very good. This is a little better. If you have black, yeah, that'll work. Black works just great in this case. You might want to make that bold, which gives a little more impact. And you know, since I showed you how to do the other things before over there, you could change this privacy policy. You could change the color to white instead. Well, let's see, let me click over here to this. People can see it a little better. You can also change this to have your own copyright for your page, whatever, in there. And so you would save the changes. Here's a preview of it, open in the new tab. And this is what it looks like here. This will scroll up and down. You can move this around if you like, but you know, you can change the text color like I showed you before, but in ease of time here, I'm just going to leave it like this and let you go through the steps again. And you can change, you know, if you wanted this all capitals, that would be great too. But I'm going to go back again, and since we're still in the editor, I don't need this here. So here I'm going to add a different background here. just to show you how easy it is to change the backgrounds. So I'm going to change background image again, and I'm going to upload another file and select that from the same place I had it before. Say you wanted the Sydney Opera House. Since this is about travel, this might be a really good one to put in. And voila, there it is. So you could also, if you set up this page the way I had done it using create your own, and you can always also take and put all this into a content container and use it to move it around. That's another thing that you can do. So I mean, here we've created 2 versions of this page. Here's one with the Beatles, one of my photos, and one of these. So if you found that you like, if I gave you some value added from this video I made today, please click like below and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, you can always look me up on Facebook. And until the next video, I'm not sure what we're going to make next, but we'll get a new one out shortly. Thank you.